Evaluating the future has attracted scores of businesses from across diverse sectors. I am Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, President J.F. Ali said his government is taking the attack on 6 members of the Guyana Defense Force very seriously. This followed Monday's brazen attack on the local army men by a Venezuelan gang along the Cayuni River. More details from Tiana Cole.
His Excellency Irfan Ali, speaking on the sidelines of the Guyana Energy Conference on Tuesday, told media operatives that the government of Guyana will not take lightly an attack on its military personnel. This follows the shooting of 6 soldiers on Monday afternoon by an armed Venezuelan gang.
But we are taking this very seriously, even if, and I'm not saying this is the case, we have to do the evaluation, even if it is armed gangs or any of those organizations that operate on the Venezuela side, on the border. This is serious. This is serious because they fired on ranks in uniform.
The president stated that while the government is still gathering information on the attack, the seriousness of the situation remains unchanged regardless of the identity of attackers. He added that at the conclusion of the evaluation, discussions will take place on the next course of action.
Let's get the evaluation and then we will discuss a posture that is important for the protection of our men and women in uniform and also of our sovereignty.
The injured soldiers have since been evacuated to Georgetown for further medical care. The president has assured that they will receive the best possible treatment. In a statement on Tuesday, the Guyana Defense Force said, quote-unquote, the health and well-being of our personnel remain the highest priority and all necessary measures are being taken to ensure they receive the best possible treatment. The injured soldiers are 2nd Lieutenant Ansel Murray, who suffered a gunshot wound to the right leg and his head, Sergeant Kevin Davis, who was shot in the right foot and ankle, Corporal Andrew Fraser, who sustained gunshot wounds to the left side of his abdomen and shoulder, Corporal Kevin Henry, who was shot in the left arm and shoulder, Lance Corporal Travis Yorick, who was injured in the right thigh, and Private Ezron Samuel, who was shot in the right side of his abdomen. Meanwhile, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Utah on Tuesday summoned His Excellency Carlos Perez, Ambassador of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela to Guyana, to condemn and demand redress for the armed attack on the Guyana Defense Force supply vessel navigating Guyanese waters between Eterimbang and Macapa. While an investigation is ongoing, preliminary findings suggest that the perpetrators are members of a Venezuelan criminal gang that operates with impunity on Venezuela's side of the border. Foreign Affairs Minister Utah has expressed outrage for the attack to Venezuela's ambassador to Guyana. He reminded the ambassador that under international law, Venezuela is accountable for any harm caused to Guyana or its nationals by persons acting from Venezuela territory, including private individuals, unaffiliated with the Venezuelan government or armed forces. The minister insisted that Venezuela adhere to its international obligation to prevent its territory from being used to harm a neighboring state. He further urged Venezuela to eliminate the presence of criminal gangs in the border region and take steps to prevent any further attack on Guyana. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The People's National Congress Reform and the Partnership for National Unity have expressed alarm over Monday's attack on members of the Guyana Defense Force by armed men positioned on the Venezuela side of the Cayuni River. The parties issued a joint statement on Tuesday. It said, while praising the 6 soldiers for their courage in defending themselves and Guyana's territorial integrity, wished them a full and speedy recovery. The parties have since called on the government to urgently launch a full investigation into the incident and to review and ramp up the country's security and defense arrangements along the Guyana-Venezuela border. The joint statement said, quote, "We strongly recommend that the Guyana Defense Force be adequately provided with more effective and modern weaponry, inclusive of surveillance technology and rapid response capabilities. We must quickly learn and adopt from this incident," end of quote. The government was called upon to be more proactive and continuously vigilant in protecting Guyana's territory and says it, quote unquote, "remains uncompromising and resolute in defense of our country's borders and territory." We'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort, explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Welcome back. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Close to 3,000 public servants have resigned between 2020 and 2024. This was disclosed by the senior minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and public servants. Dacia Richards reports.
Upon being questioned by Shadow Minister of Public Service Tabitha Sarabo-Haley, Senior Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and public service, Dr. Ashni Singh, revealed in the 101 sitting of Parliament that over 2,800 public servants have resigned between 2020 to 2024.
A total of 2,832 employees are estimated to have resigned from the public service between the period from August 2020 to December 2024.
Minister Singh pointed out that with the numerous job opportunities now available locally, created various implications for the public sector.
People are now able to look across the entire spectrum of opportunities and pursue those where they are able and eligible to do so. And in fact, we're going further and we're investing heavily in training.
Meanwhile, Shadow Minister of Public Service Tabitha Sarabo-Haley says she believes the figure presented by the minister only speaks to persons from the traditional public service and does not include teachers, soldiers, police officers, nurses, and doctors.
It is safe to then conclude that the actual number of resignations from the public services is higher than the 2,800 number that he gave.
She also recommended that the Public Service Ministry should engage the respective unions in order to have an insight into developments across sectors.
To not have a sense of what is happening holistically in the public sector, or to pretend not to have a sense of what is happening in the public sector as a sector that the Ministry of Public Service has final oversight over, then it begs the question how it is that they're creating policies or programs.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
The United Nations, Guyana, and partners on Monday launched the Just Energy Transition Seed Funding Initiative with a goal of creating cleaner and sustainable energy solutions as renewable infrastructure is expanding. Here again is Daisy Richards.
The Just Energy Transition Seed Funding Initiative is a collaborative effort between the United Nations Guyana, the Joint Sustainable Development Goals Fund, and the Guyana Energy Agency. This initiative seeks to catapult Guyana's transition to clean energy since it aligns with the Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS. UN Resident Coordinator Jean Kamau highlighted that the fund encourages innovation and will support initiatives with influencing objectives.
Has the potential to really shift and support a critical aspect of Guyana's energy transition. It contributes to the green jobs, green economy, and adds value to the low carbon development strategy.
It was pointed out that some 20 professionals who possess the skills needed to maintain and expand Guyana's renewable infrastructure will receive the necessary training in this regard.
More than infrastructure, this project prioritizes people. Equity is central, ensuring a just transition that benefits all Guyanese.
Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Energy Agency, Mahinder Sharma, highlighted that with the support from the Guyana Power and Light, the project will be developed.
So that net billing environment created the opportunity for us to do what we are about to do. So marry the technology of grid-connected solar with some of what we've already done for electric mobility.
The project, which aims to have cleaner and sustainable energy solutions in Guyana, will help with the installation of 3 new solar-powered electric vehicle charging stations in regions 5, 6, and 10 to complement the charging port already installed at its Kingston head office. Technical and policy support will be provided by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the International Organization of Migration, IOM, in collaboration with the Guyana Energy Agency, GEA, and the Board of Industrial Training, BIT. Meanwhile, owners of EVs currently enjoy several accessible charging stations across the country. They are located at the Chadijagan International Airport, Amazonia Mall in Providence, the Giffland Mall on the east coast of Demerara, and outside of the GEA office on Commoner Street, Star Computers on Brickdam, and Little Rock Suites in New Amsterdam. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Barbadian Prime Minister Mia Mottley made a strong call for a historic realignment between African and the Caribbean in order to overcome injustice and inequalities. Antonio Day reports.
During her speech at the 38th African Union Summit held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Prime Minister of Barbados Mia Mottley urged leaders to push for economic justice, reparations, and deeper integration in relation to trade and free movement.
It is we who shall forge the manner in which we cooperate, integrate, and invest, rather than simply being victims of a past history.
She pointed out that currently too much exploitation is taking place in African nations and that it needs to stop. Motley called on leaders in Africa and to a lesser extent the Caribbean to defend their people's rights and desist from subjugation.
We see here in the continent the continued descent into conflicts born out of ethnicity differences, born out of a mad grab for resources, not invariably for our own benefit, but for the benefit of others who seek to use our people as pawns in the determination of their own future.
The Prime Minister also advocated for a more equitable global financial system, especially in the wake of the climate crisis, while serving as the chair of the V20, a coalition of 70 climate-vulnerable countries, 40% of which are African.
We have enough among ourselves to know the difference between right and wrong, and to forge a future that is not for a few, but for the many.
According to her, African nations should be ready to assist states that are in danger as a result of the worldwide effort to combat climate change, as they may possess more financial resources.
As the world confronts the climate crisis, it is the poorest of the poor who remain the most vulnerable to floods and droughts and hurricanes.
According to Motley, small island developing states face a significant conundrum as a result of climate change.
It is the poorest of the poor and soon to be the middle of the middle who will no longer be able to access insurance and therefore to be able to forge ahead with development if we do not make changes.
I am Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Ready to up your game? Ready to up your game? Win big with over 60 epic prizes. A brand new PS5, Nintendo Switch, iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple smartwatch, and the hottest earbuds from Apple and Samsung. Plus, we are giving away thousands in phone credit and a whole year supply of Buster or Turbo Energy Drink. Here's how. Buy any Buster or Turbo Energy Drink. Find the code starting with BB and enter online or on WhatsApp. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Turbo_Caribbean or Buster Guyana for all the details. Don't just play. Up your game with Buster and Turbo Energy.
Thanks for staying with us. You with the HGP Nightly News. We will continue by telling you that Dr. David Hines says he will not be apologizing following what was deemed negative remarks he made on his show Politics 101 against people of African descent. Daisy Richards has that story.
Dr. David Hines, co-leader of the Working People's Alliance WPA, on Monday said he will not issue an apology regarding statements he made on Monday, the 10th of February 2025.
I wish to categorically say that I will not make any apology. I ask, what am I apologizing for? I have not offended any ethnic group.
Dr. Hines also sought to defend his comments, saying it was a public warning to individuals of his ethnic group of the possibility that practices could bring dishonor to the group.
My sin lies in my courage to raise in the open space a dangerous development.
The WPA has since welcomed an investigation announced by the Ethnic Relations Commission, ERC.
We intend to use the trial, if it materializes, to put the ERC on trial for its gross dereliction of duty when it comes to real expressions of racial hostility and hate in the public space.
The ERC, in a press statement on Sunday, said it is investigating comments made by the WPA leader since it believes it has the potential to cause division and disrupt social harmony. The ERC highlighted that with its mandate, it has initiated a review of the statements made on the show and is assessing the impact. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
With the restart of the highly anticipated trial concerning alleged electoral irregularities during Guyana's 2020 general and regional elections, the first prosecution witness, Rosalinda Rasool, took the stand on Tuesday to testify about what transpired at GCAM's command center in 2020. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
On Tuesday, the prosecution's first witness, Rosalind Rasool, took the stand. Rasool, an accredited observer attached to AmCham at the time, recounted that on March 4, 2020, she was assigned to observe Districts 3 and 4 at the Ghana Elections Commission's GCAM Command Center at the Ashman's building. Throughout her testimony, Rasool provided an account of what she saw and heard at Ashman's building. She described events such as District 4 returning Officer Clement Mingo being taken out of the building in a wheelchair while wearing a respiratory mask, the repeated halting of the tabulation process, one of the defendants removing a flash drive and a laptop, loud commotion in the command center, and confrontations between party members. At certain points in Rasool's testimony, defense attorney U.C. Anderson strongly objected, arguing that a witness was given hearsay evidence and pointing out that much of her testimony was not included in her original statement. Anderson questioned the fairness of the proceedings, arguing that Rasool's fresh evidence made it difficult for him to effectively cross-examine. He called the situation a quote-unquote trial by ambush and insisted that the defendants were entitled to a fair trial. He also questioned why Rasool was deviating from her initial statement. In response, lead prosecutor King's Counsel Darshan Ramdani stated that the prosecution was entitled to expand on events when a witness took the stand. He dismissed Anderson's objections as baseless. Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty, who is presiding over the trial, acknowledged that in many courts it is common practice for witnesses to expand on the original depositions. However, she noted that cross-examinations would allow for the credibility of the witness to be challenged, and the court would then assess the reliability of the evidence. Anderson then requested that the court clarify to the public and the media that some of Rasool's testimony was based on what she allegedly heard rather than established facts. He emphasized that the court had not accepted these statements as the truth. The magistrate, however, stated that while she recognized that the trial was a public interest, it was not her role to explain to the public why she was making certain rulings or to pause the trial to provide explanations. She urged members of the media to report accurately and responsibly. Rasool, who did not complete her testimony on Tuesday, is expected to continue on Wednesday. The charges stem from investigations into the March 2020 general and regional elections. Multiple former officials of the Ghana Elections Commission, GCAM, and others are facing allegations of attempting to rig the election results. Collectively, they face 19 conspiracy charges related to alleged electoral fraud. The prosecution has indicated plans to call approximately 73 witnesses to substantiate the charges. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Start your day with a burst of pure, refreshing energy. Langer's Juice, packed with 100% real fruit, no added sugars, and all natural ingredients. Our juice is nature's perfect refreshment. So whether you're fueling up for the day or sharing a moment with loved ones, our juice delivers the taste and nutrients your body craves. Langer's Juice, distributed by Prime Imports Guyana, 1819 Lombard Street, Charlestown. Telephone 231-3117.
Marvelous Entertainment and Hits and Jump Entertainment brings to you Nasharama Dancehall Concert, the official after-match event featuring the most energetic and trending dancehall stars on Kingston Beachfront, featuring Jamaican Springtown Badness natives. Dancehall Hot Topic, Armani, and Guyana's very own Lola Dog.
Light talk, release them.
Let's close off the match season with Big Bang on the beach with Boom FM, Baltimore, Stereosonic, and Fusion DJ. Nasharama Beach Party. Rock already on Sunday, February 23rd from 7 p.m. Super early bird tickets, $4,000.
$10,000. VIP, $15,000. General admission, $6,000. Brought to you by Banks Beer, Guinness, GT Beer, Diamond Reserve Rum, GD Events, Stovetop, Fireside Grill and Chill, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Please drink responsibly. No underage drinking. Nasharama!
Homeowners and contractors, you must see the wide variety of toilet sets of Gaffurs before you build. They have two types of toilet designs, S-trap, which goes down into the floor, and P-trap, which goes out through the wall. Both designs come in dual flush and lever flush. The dual flush helps conserve on water usage, and both are fitted as normally done. Spare parts are readily available for all the toilets sold at Gaffurs. So get quality sanitary ware products at affordable prices for home or office. From Gaffur's Macdoon Mega Complex and outlets at Prorica, Means, Land of Canaan, BV, Rose Hall, Kanji, and Diamond. For superior customer service, superior quality, and competitive prices, it's Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. The leader of an indigenous community in Peru asked for the government to declare a state of emergency on Monday and accused illegal miners of using children as quote-unquote human shields in the Amazon. He will ask the Peruvian government to declare a state of emergency in the area to allow the eviction of illegal miners. Quote unquote, they are using children between 5 and 10 years old as human shields when there is any action against illegal miners, said Teofilo Kukush. Kukush said that the miners are incentivizing some local residents with payments, and when authorities tried to conduct armed raids, miners placed children in front of the dredges they used to extract the gold from the river. Last July, an indigenous land rights activist was found dead, and indigenous leaders said dozens of community heads have been murdered due to conflicts with miners, loggers, and drug traffickers. Brazil's government is divided over whether to complete its third nuclear power plant after 40 years of off and on construction, as the country's economic team have started to push for the project to be abandoned. The final decision over the plant called Angra 3 rests with the National Energy Policy Council, CNPE, which postponed a ruling last year and is set to meet on Tuesday to discuss the plant. It's unclear if the issue will be resolved then. Construction of the plant began in the 1980s, but has faced multiple stoppages due to funding shortages and a 2015 corruption probe. A 2022 attempt to revive the project paused. The debate comes as President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva aims to position Latin America's largest economy as a hub for green investment. In recent years, several countries have reconsidered nuclear energy in response to increasing demand for climate-friendly power. The Jamaican Civil Aviation Authority, JCAA, which regulates the country's airways, plan to ease congestion in the skies by implementing new software and systems to assist air traffic controllers. The regulator intends to procure an ATFM, or Air Traffic Flow Management System, that is fully integrated and automated to generate and monitor all elements of flights. It aims to enhance safety, efficiency, and cost-effectiveness, prevent airspace congestion, and optimize flight movement, particularly as air traffic volumes continue to grow. The system will be overseen by a specialized organization. The system forms part of JCCA's overall modernization program. The JCAA has conducted investigations on 22 accidents since 2000. 9 of those accidents occurred between 2000 and 2009, and the rest thereafter. Most of these accidents involve single-engine aircraft with 1 or 2 passengers, the JCCA data indicated. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
Government and U.S. company in talks on possible venture in refined fuels. President Ali. President condemns attack on GDF soldiers, says, "We are taking this very seriously." Close to 3,000 public sector workers resigned since the PPPC took office in 2020. Dr. Ashley Singh and Dr. David Hines says no apology over negative comments made. Says WPA welcomes investigation by the ERC. Those are our major headlines for these stories and more. Please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.